Hey everyone, I'm Alex Rockwell. This is the 9th installment in a series of talks with my former teacher, James Piorkowski, on his Tools for Productive Practicing, a collection of strategies and techniques you can apply in your practice and study of your instrument to ensure that you are solving problems and achieving your goals. You can download a PDF of the full list of tools on Jim's website, link in the description. Let's continue. I guess the next two go with each other. Exclusively observe the left hand and exclusively observe the right hand. And I guess the next one too, simultaneously observe both hands.
Right. So most guitarists, when they have something memorized, will watch their left hand exclusively. You're looking where your finger's going, you're anticipating the fret move, a shift. It's all good. And then if I try, or if I ask a student to watch their right hand exclusively, it's disconcerting. And it's awkward. And when I do this, I really try to force myself not to look here, just to know where I'm going here. I mean, once in a while, if there's a huge shift, I might take a quick glance, but then I'm going to go right back to the right hand. I want to know what my right hand is doing. And if it's doing what I intended it to do, right? And there's something, I think I shared this with you when you were a student. When Segovia was asked in an interview who was his most important teacher, he said, myself. And when Segovia was asked, who is your most important pupil, he said, myself.
What a pompous answer.
No, I think it's
but
quite...
no, yeah.
I mean, right, I understand
Yeah.
that could be that way, but
Yeah.
we really are, both of those.
No, I agree, yeah.
Because when we have a lesson, say 1 hour per week, or if you're in Spain, you get 2 hours per week, or Croatia, you get 2 hour lessons a week. Wow, that's great in those university systems.
I didn't know
But
that.
all those other hours, who's influencing how you play? It's yourself. So you have to have that ability to watch and to check your work and make sure that it's happening. As we said before, our fingers are stupid, but they're obedient, right? So the teacher and the students, right? And then the part that I think is really amazing with this is if we close our eyes and play as the third part of this sequence, internally we can see both hands at the same time. We can visualize it. And it's because we've downloaded what we were watching here and downloaded what we're watching here, and it's in here. And when something's pretty complex, I can see everything that's happening. And it's really comforting. It's really beautiful. And I would say that when I'm playing from memory, most of the time my eyes are closed. I mean, I will take an occasional glimpse here and there to shift or whatever. But if any of our listeners haven't tried this, give it a try. Trust it, because it's pretty revelatory.
Yeah, I think I probably do the same. I think if I'm playing from memory, a lot of the time my eyes are closed. Or I've got a 1,000-yard stare at the floor or something. Like I'm not really, super watching my hands. Because I think if you think about it, if you have to really, really, really watch your hands all the time, I mean, how secure is it? To piggyback, I don't know what the number is. Something like 70% of our sensory intake is visual at any given time.
Well, I know in communication, in human communication, it's over 90% we communicate visually.
Is it that high? Yeah.
I have a nephew who's he's a PhD in that field.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's a professor and talks about nonverbal communication. And we quite strong.
Even when we're not communicating with other people, right? I mean, just even between the five senses, right? It's like so much of it is just visual, right?
Yes, and there's another sense, though, Alex, that many people are not aware of, but we use it all the time, and that's proprioception. And proprioception is this amazing ability to know where we are in space. Mm-hmm. And so I'll have a beginner student, I'll have you do this if I've never done this with you. So take your, no, it's not even guitar.
Oh, no guitar. Okay.
Not even guitar. And just point your right hand finger to the side wall, but don't look at it. Okay. And then...
Do I close my eyes or no?
You don't have to.
Okay.
But you could. Yeah, go ahead. Close your eyes.
Great.
Now bring your finger and touch your nose.
Right.
You had no problem doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to watch it come in like a jet, to a landing runway. Mm-hmm. And what's going on is that the tendrils in our extreme digits, where our nerves flower out, sort of like a version of a dandelion gone to seed. Mm. There's these tendrils at the end of the nerves. And they're highly sensitive and communicate with the brain. And they let us know where we are in space. Mm-hmm. It's similar maybe to when a cat falls and finds out how to get their feet to the ground first and land like that. We know where we are. So when I'm going to shift, if like for example the famous opening of the Villalobos Prelude 1, mm-hmm. I don't need to watch that mm-hmm. to be accurate. I know where I am in space. Mm-hmm. So because there's so much complexity within a small area in both hands.
Yeah.
It's really important to watch stuff to make sure that our thumb fingers are doing the right thing. But then after that, we can use our proprioception and what our memory of our visualization of what we saw when we played. Yeah. So proprioception is incredible. Think about someone throwing you a baseball, and you just do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know where that thing is moving in space. You know the velocity of it. You see it all the time. You see these amazing catches in football. That's proprioception, and it's about balance. And, So
right.
It's a sense. It's another sense that we have.
I'll have students like remark upon like they'll watch me play something, and there's some big huge shift or something, and I just land it, and they'll just be like, "How do you do that? Like how do you not miss it?" It's like, well, because I've developed the spatial awareness on this thing,
That's it.
And which of course doesn't happen in a sitting, I mean, like you have to really engage with it, and it's like learning to walk, and put one foot in front of the other in a way. But I do find like if I'm used to playing this guitar mostly, and if I pick up a different one, suddenly it's like, well, everything is just a little bit off, even if it's like a millimeter or two, right? It's like it's just enough to throw you off until you adjust, But I remember doing this a lot with this piece I was playing a long time ago. Kind of a lesser known piece by Carulli. Mm-hmm. It's called La Clochette. It's based on the Campanella theme, the Campanella theme from the Paganini Second Violin Concerto, right? It's got that big
right, and you didn't look down when you shifted down.
No, because I know right. Whenever I would play it, I'm just like, and I used to practice that with my eyes closed. Yeah. To see if I could do it. I don't know if I can still do it. Yeah. Ah. Yeah. Okay.
When I was learning the Concierto de Aranjuez to play with orchestra, I would stay after finishing teaching at Fredonia in my studio in Mason Hall and shut the lights off in the room, close the blinds so it was pitch black, and I would force myself to play all three movements in the complete dark.
Nice. To
really, not only the movement, the physicality of moving, but also the enhancement of listening.
Right.
Because you remove that other distraction, and I found that to be really helpful. So it's also another way to practice with. If you can find a dark spot.
Yeah. Right. That's the other thing with closing your eyes, even while you practice. You know, it turns up the ears.
That's right.
Yeah. This one is a real circus act.
Yeah.
Fingering all the notes in the left hand, but playing only the melody or bass with the right hand.
Right. And so this again goes along with divide and conquer. So we're dividing in our right hand, separating a layer, but moving everything with our left hand. Let me grab a piece of music and I can demonstrate.
I was doing this with a student the other day.
And this one is very frustrating. Students don't like it.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily like, I don't like doing it, but I like the results. And that's how some of these exercises and tools are. But the thing about, again, this tool, it relates to what you were talking about in the piano. It's so clear where you can see where the melody is, where the bass line is. Not the guitar. The guitar strings and fretboard, it's not necessarily a logical matrix.
Yeah.
And so in this particular prelude number 5 of mine, there's a melody over a chord progression. So if I just wanted to play the melody, but my left hand is forming everything that I would normally play. And it makes me isolate what's going on here just to connect that melody. And then I could do the same thing with the bass line. I could do the inner voices, just the inner voices, but everything here. And it reveals some tension, right?
Crunchy, yeah.
Yeah. Crunchy. That's a Stanley term. So, but then if I put it together, I have, my right hand has more knowledge. I should say I'm able to direct my stupid right hand with more knowledge from here. So if I want, and I do want the soprano, and this is the main finger of the soprano, to stand out. So when I'm voicing those chords with foreground and background, I'm aware of what fingers are doing what because I've separated them. So it's a very useful tool. Again, you just have to practice it to get the benefit out of it. Back to the trust the process, embrace the process, and then enjoy the process. That's part of it. Like, all right, I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to trust it and do it. And then you get to the point where, it's paying off. I'm better, And if we're not getting better, why are we practicing? If we don't leave the practice session different, better, improved, then what did we just do,
Right.
We maybe made more mistakes and strengthened those mistakes, or at best, we just treaded water and maybe kept our mediocrity at that level. And that's the other thing about practicing is that, as humans, changing things, it's upsetting. But that's the way we learn. That's deep learning. And so, again, these tools make us change the way we approach something. They upset the apple cart, if you will. And they force us to think in a different way. And that's really important.
Yes.
So as you go through these, you will find that you will leave the practice session better because, oh, now I've achieved this tool, applying this tool. It's evidence. You know, sometimes we're not sure. Why? How do we know we're better? Mm-hmm. Right? So these are all, in some degrees, evaluative tests.
Yeah. Can I do this weird thing with the with the music while I'm playing it? You know, and it's like, yeah, it's an evaluation.
Yeah.
With this tool, I mean, I think it's almost like a step 2 for separating the voices and separating the layers. Right?
Yes.
You know, it's because, I mean, you can play the melody on its own or you can play the bass line on its own. But, I mean, how far does that go? I mean, it gets you hearing the different layers in the music, which, of course, you got to do. But you might start to lose sight of it a little bit when you start to integrate all the different things in the left hand together. Right. So this is sort of that, I guess, an intermediary step to make sure you're integrating it all the right way, you know, kind of keeping track of, like in the left hand, you know, I'm doing everything, but which fingers in the left hand are actually responsible for this one layer that I'm bringing out right now?
That's right. And it could be the same pitch. You know, you could be playing the E on the fifth fret of the second string, and then that same pitch comes by because of the chord you need. You might be playing it on the ninth fret of the third string, but it's the same melodic note.
Right.
And so this process helps us follow the threads of melody or bass line or inner voices. Yeah. Because sometimes they're just all over the place. Again, on the piano, that E is going to be in the same place all the time. You may use a different finger, but it's right there. You know.
Yeah.
So, I find that to be illuminating.
Or this duplicative instrument that we play, right?
It's all masochistic.
It is, yeah. I think it's, what is it? The piano has one of every note, and I think the guitar has, on average, 2.8 of every note, I think, or something like that. I guess it depends on how many frets you have. I don't know if that includes harmonics.
The thing about the guitar is that you can learn 3 or 4 chords and play many, many songs. Yeah. And have a great time.
Right. You can do a lot with a little. Yeah.
Yeah. But then you go to what we're talking about with the classical guitar, and it's a rabbit hole that it never ends. You just keep going down the tunnels.
Yeah.
But to me, I find it so satisfying once we figure things out, you know, because it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard. But the results can be so beautiful.
Yeah.
And
the payoff is huge.
The payoff is worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I first came to Fredonia, I mean, that was my first time living away from home. And my only guitar that I had with me was my classical, you know. And, you know, I mean, I was like an electric guitar player when I was a teenager. You know, I was really into like Metallica and art groups like that, you know. And, you know, when I was home between semesters, I'd pick up the Gibson Explorer and just, you know, putz around on it. And I remember just thinking every time I came home, it's like, why? This is easy. Like, it's like all that work I did on the classical for 4 months or whatever is yielding dividends in my playing across the board.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, it was just always so striking to me.
I mean, you're a better musician, and you know the fretboard better.
Yeah.
You know how to get around it. I mean, there's just no question about it.
Better hand placement, all of it. You know.
Yeah.
You know, before we get off it, I was having a student yesterday do the fingering all notes in the left hand and play the just one layer in the right hand. We were doing Brouwer study number 4, and which is it's a lot like the first one, you know, where it has a melody in the bass that is the foreground element, and then just some chords in between in the fingers, right? So he's having a hard time, this one student, with the middle section where it I guess it goes to the relative major, right? So it's just so meandering, right? And it's just from and stuff like that is just inherently harder to memorize. And there's some fingering things that he's kind of having a hard time with. But one of the things I'm having him do is finger everything in the left hand and play just the bass line.
The thumbs, yeah.
And what it's revealing is kind of the whole point of the etude, or one of the points, is that you've got these like fixed fingers for whole passages. Like that entire middle section, your pinky's on the 3rd fret D the whole time, right? And I don't think that really clicked with him until we were doing this, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like your anchor all the way through.
Yeah.
That move right there is what's killing him right now. That.
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of students who have a hard time with this particular
shape.
Yeah.
You know, you got to do your left hand workouts, you know.
Yeah.
Octaves are really good, you know, just going up and down with octaves in the first position.
Chromatic octaves.
Yeah,
that was one I had to do a lot. I like the one out of Pumping Nylon.
Right. Or what Scott Tennant calls Sergio Assad's favorite one.
Yeah.
I mean, those are all really good. Another one that I like is staying in first position and then keeping those down while...
Oh, that's a good one.
And then you could all do all kinds of pairings. Or,
right, like every permutation, yeah.
And then the outside fingers. And, you know, I mean, you can turn them into slurs. Again, rhythmic variations, right?
Yeah, all of it, yeah.
So even in exercises and scales, all of these things are applicable, the tool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And again, they keep us from being bored when we're practicing, you know?
Yeah.
You're creative and saying, oh, what if I do it like that, you know?
Yeah. So. Just playing around with this stuff. I mean, I like that saying, it's not the artist's job to ask why, but what if?
What if is a great question. Yeah. Or why not?
Or why not, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people like to poo-poo these exercises because they're really unmusical, you know, but they're so good for you.
Well, again, you know, one can make them musical.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, I mean, why not? Yeah, you have to do some workouts to be able to do some of this stuff because it does help. You know, you look at videos of David Russell's left hand. Mm. He's really strong. I mean, you see muscles on muscles there. You know, just he's got an exquisite left hand. He's the perfect model, I think.
Yeah.
So check his videos out. You'll see what we're talking about.
Okay. Thanks for watching. Again, you can get a PDF of Jim's tools on his website, linked down below. If you have any thoughts, questions, or experiences you'd like to share related to anything we talked about, please leave a comment. In the next segment, we'll be talking about something Jim calls thud, buzz, clear, and practicing in this now so you can perform it in that now. Cryptic. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next one.